Okay, let's start. Good morning, community. Good morning, everyone. From Telefonica, we're very excited to stay here today and present our experience using Cisco NSO and how we will use this experience to build another application on top of Cisco NSO. So let me present myself. My name is Carlos Martinez. I am a network developer at Telefonica International full service. I'm having my teammate at the same department. So let's start with the presentation. So here we have the today agenda. The presentation is divided into two sections. The first one is gonna guide by me, finishing with a live demo of an internal development doing in Telefonica, and the second part is guided by Javier, doing an incredible demo with one of the most challenging projects in Telefonica is how to deal with non-standard services. So let's go. So who we are? Yes, we are a very small department in Telefonica International Solutions. We are about 10 people developing the NCO services, and not only NCO services, we have experience to build services above the NCO, and we are using this experience to build another application in order to augment the Cisco NCO capabilities. So, and yes, we are the automation avengers. This is an initiative in Telefonica to empower your self-dev. So there is a lot of working together in this movement inside the company. So this movement has changed the mindset in Telefonica, so it's very strange to have development teams like service providers. We are very, very proud to be part of this movement. Okay. So let's go with a brief history of configuration and Telefonica International service. In this timeline, we can see the evolution of the operation in Telefonica International Solutions. At the beginning, all the operations were manual. All the devices were configured using CLI, using the user interface CLI. So the problem with this kind of manual operation is we have a heterogeneous network deployment and the difficulty to handle an escalation of the service with the configured using manual operation. So troubleshooting, is very, very hard. So between 2016 and 2018, we changed our mindset, adopting Cisco NSO as a network controller. So in this period, we developed our first service using a stacked philosophy. It's the first internal stacked service bring up in this period of time. And finally, in 2018, we give another step in the automation of our workflows, in our configuration of the network operation. So adopting a new methodology using NetDevOps methodology and extending our service above Cisco NSO. Yes, and we're working on in a different way solution in order to deal with non-star service, because non-star service require a special solution. So here is our landscape. In 2018, we have changed we have broken with the previous landscape. Today we are very proud to use a different tool as GitLab as a code repository, Nexus as a binary repository, GoCD as a CI/CD DevOps tool, Docker as a container engine, Alchemy and Hades are internal application developing in Telefonica. SonarQube as a testing coding, Netcracker acting as a business support system, and the architecture, and of course Jira in order to manage the ticketing and all the cycle of the service. So 3 years ago we were on the live side can see the difficult of integrate these architectures, very difficult to escalate, to manage, to so it's not maintaining time. So in 2016 we decided to convert to chain and to simplify this static architecture, adopting a software-defined network methodology and paradigm. So we use Cisco NSO as a silent controller in order to make configuration in our networks. So due to chain to reduce the complexity of this architecture, we are proud to present this data. Today, more than 7% of the commit deploys in our network are done using Cisco NSO and still growing. Okay, so all of us know that automation is the key. Yes, of course. So this automation evolution have to change our mindset in Telefonica. And we want to show you our development flow using Cisco NSO service. We have the first stage where we modeling and coding the NSO services. Config model using a static architecture, CFS, RFS. The CFS part is on top of the architecture, and RFS is in the lower layer in order to configure the network devices. So in this stage, we know the service coding, we know the service model using Django, and of course we have a continuous code quality in order to debug our code. So in the middle stage, we have the service testing. We give another step to the evolution, and we put the pre-checks and post-check as a part of the service development. We have a service configuration too, regression test. In this stage, we do the user acceptance testing with our operator, and if everything is okay, we liberate the release in production. So the final stage is go to production. Deployments are done in an automatic way using CD DevOps methodology. Our first office application called FOA, and operate the service. Okay, in this slide we are presenting the cycle DevOps slide. Our department is involved in the three first stages: making the code, making the binaries, testing the new package, and the last two stages is part of another department. So just highlight, in this year is coming OpenShift in order to manage the container where we are running NCO in a development environment, and coming this year to the PATS framework in order to testing the service. And yes, this is our workflow in every day. We have several deployments of NCO. At the development environment, we have running a virtualized NCO in order to test, in order to try a new development against lab devices. So when we are okay, we move to another NCO environment. This is the certification environment. In this environment, we run the different testing of the service. If it's not okay, we move to pre-production in order to show our client, maybe our operator of the network, and it's still okay. We leave it release, and we move to production, and we have the first office application. So cross the finger, and we hope okay. So our first service is one done using this this architecture. No, in the top layer we have a service hierarchy in order to divide this hierarchy in different network services or services with different approaches in the network. So service abstraction layer is the customer facing layer. In this layer we model and we develop the data model of the service, and all the configuration layers is in RFS. We call it microservice. So for example, a service like ITS or E-line are divided in several config layers RFS in order to create the final configuration of the service. So we are very proud to say that today we have 91 packages running on production using Cisco NSO. So we are very, very proud. So, okay, studying Cisco NSO, okay? Alchemy is not only a portal, it's not only a web portal, it's an application developed inside Telefonica International. So we want to show you what it is, okay? Alchemy is not only a manager, it's a flow orchestrator in order to put together a different service development inside Cisco NCO. We can put together action in order to make pre-checks, bug tests. We can put a service and running for a external application using APIs. Okay, so Alchemy is a flow orchestrator developed under an architecture called hexagonal architecture or an adapter. So this is the main overview of this new portal. Okay, so at the left side we have the architecture of the Telefónica's Alchemy solution. It's acting as a middleware between not only our VCS and Cisco NSO, because Telefónica's Alchemy is not only a portal, no, we have put a lot of effort to create a northbound API to try to connect the different Telefonica application in order to be able to run several flows in Alchemy. So at the right side, we have an example of Alchemy flow. Alchemy is written in Django at the back end and not the house script in the front end. And yes, it's in production right now. So we have a lot of flows configured in the network and different phases. We're very proud too. So let's go with the demo time. The demo time is related with Alchemy. So let's go. This is overview of the demo. Okay, we have a trunk link between two routers, and in the first stage of this demo, the traffic is flowing across this interface. So due to an issue as the trunk is flapping, an external system throwing up an alarm. This alarm scales to Alchemy being by API, and using this API, we construct a flow in order to penalize this trunk link, until we fix this issue. So the first stage of this flow, we want to penalize the asymmetric link, and after penalizing, we are going to normalize in order to leave the link as an initial situation. So let's go to the demo. think it's okay. So okay, at the first stage, we are going to connect to Cisco NSO pre-production environment to see the actual metric of the link. Okay? Going to see the configuration. Oops. Okay, sheet slide. Okay, if you can see, okay, we can see the initial metric, this metric of the link is 100. So after create the flow and running the flow, this metric is going to be changed in order to penalize this link and derive this traffic for another link. So okay, let me connect to the web portal. It's here. Okay. You're open. Okay. So here in the portal. Okay. So here in the left side is our Alchemy portal, and we try to simulate an external call in order to create a flow inside the Alchemy. After create the flow, we want to simulate another call of external application to call this created flow and running this creation flow. And we are going to see how this link is going to be penalized. After a validation stage, we want to rerun the flow in order to normalize the flow, the configuration, and leaving the link in the same way, in the same initial configuration. Okay, so I have here. I have prepared these two call calls. In the first one, we are going to create the flow, and in the second one, we are going to run the flow. Okay, so we are used, for example, we have seen the name. See the name of the flow. So we paste call code. Okay, we move to the portal. We can see the flow has been created. So Alchemy DevOps, Alchemy on DevDesk 19. So if we go inside the flow, this is the flow that's going to be created using this code. Okay, and the flow is divided in two stages. The first one is about the penalization, to penalize the link. The second one is about normalize this link. We have put together a pre-commit. Well, no, it's not a pre-commit. It's a protect action. And after this protect, we are going to penalize the okay. So we are running the flow, simulating again a call. So okay, I have to attach the ID is 807 to the call. Let me take it. Oops. Okay, we are going to run the flow, and in the left side we are going how to flow is going on. Okay. We can see in progress the pre-commit task, and this is a battery of testing doing several things. For example, checking the health status of the device. So after these pre-commit tasks are basic, we move to the penalization. In this moment, I have been configuring the penalize. So if we move to here, for example, and see again the configuration, we can see this configuration has been automatically changed in order to penalize the link. Okay. So remember the overview of the demo. The issue has been fixed, and okay, another call of an external orchestrator is performed in order to continue with this flow and moving to the initial situation with the link without penalize. Okay, so we are calling again. Okay, in order to continue with this flow, we pass the validation task. We rerun again the pre-commit task in both devices and normalize the link trunk. Okay, the configuration is in progress. Okay, looks like it is okay, and finish. And if we move to the NCO again, we can see the metric is going to be changed to the initial situation. So this is all about the first part. It's all about my presentation. So now I'm going to give pass to my teammate Javi. He's telling about another solution to deal with a special service or non-standard service in Telefonica. So Javi, let's go.
Okay, I am going to tell you a solution that is developed in Telefonica. The name of this solution is ADES. The meaning of ADES is High Agile Development System. With this solution, we are trying to automatization the create package of a service. Because we need develop the service more quickly. And why this solution? Telefonica International has more than one non-standard service. And now the commits in the network are around 70%. We are trying to that the commits are well the 100%. In Teus, we accept the challenge, and we think, and year ago we think in a solution to do this 1,000 non-standard service. Our solution was ADES. ADES is based in 3 tools: NCO, of course, another red that is a flow configuration, and Alchemy that is our portal and is the flow orchestrator. NCO has relevance in ADES. It works as an orchestrator and the network controller. is the core of the solution. He speaks with the other two tools. The other two tools is more for an interface user. And it's the only tools that configure the network device. He used analogic to translate the inputs that for the other two tools and make the network configuration. The NSO data model we are going to change. We are going to make a new generic data model. It's not based in a PCCM model or a configuration model. It's a little bit abstract. And with this solution, we don't need to maintain them. We are not going to change the databases anymore. At current development, for develop a service, we need to know about Java or Python, of course NCO, XML, call it JSON RPC, RESTconf, and of course we need to know about what we are developing for the network. With this solution, we are going to change a network engineer without knowledge of developing are going to create a service in NCO. With my experience developing in NCO to make a service that has a medium or high difficulty, it could be take it or in time between 1 month or 4 months. I developed 2 years ago a service and I took 2 months, and with this solution in 3 days I developed the same service. It's more quickly, and the other part that we want to tell you is that it's not going to need a maintain. If you want to change our template or add a new variable or remove a new variable, we are not going to need like take the YAN or something like that. We know to do a packet reload. It's important to know because I think that is the most potential of the solution. This is the architecture of the solution. We have an NCO in the bottom layer. It's the only tool that speaks with the device. It's 3 packages that has for this solution, 2 libraries that are templates and create service, and a service instance that configures the device. Another red speaks with the libraries, and Alchemy send the order by the VCS to the networks, to the NCO service. In our environment testing, we have all the tools in a Docker. I think it's okay. And now it's the demo time. We are going to show you another red or David Hades, Alchemy, and we are going in the finish demo. We are going to configure a link. Now I am going to tell you what it's going to do a network engineer to develop a service. We have three configuration templates. It's for a Cisco NSO template. It's in a native configuration, and we are going to configure 3 types of interface at gigabyte or 10 gigabyte or 100 gigabyte. At the first feature, we are going to develop, the person that is the network engineer only wants to develop 2 type interface. He is going to come here and with this box He is going to create the decision. The name of the decision is the variable that we want to setter. That is the type of the interface. He's going to put the paths, that is gigabit Ethernet. And he's want to be a select table. It's going to be to set the enumeration. Okay, okay. Now we finish to develop our service. I am going to show that our service. His name is developer days. I am going to show that it's not in Alchemy. Now the network engineers come here and try to localization his service. He tried to see. It's going to put the name of the workflow. He comes here and he don't localize his service. He returns to Hades and he press the button, and now we create the developer day service. We return to Alchemy. And now here we have the service. We are going to set the instant name. And he asks for the condition variables. We have a stage variable that like default. We have the number of sites. This service only have one site. The device that we are going to configure is a Cisco, and we have the select table, the gigabit Ethernet and the 10 gigabyte. We select 10 gigabyte. He asks for the two variables that have the template, that is the IP and the port. Okay, here we have the driver. It's our template. It's in the YAM data model of the net. It's in the Cisco USM server net. We can show that we have the description that we have, MTU, the IP address that we set, and that's all. That's all. The port that we set and the type of interface. Now, our network engineer wants to add a new path, the 100 gigabyte Ethernet. He returns to another red, and he is going to set a new path. Okay, he finished develop the new feature of the service. He now going to send the new version of the service to the NCO. We are going to show you that we have another enumeration in the variable. And we can show that we have a new decision that we can take, the 100 gigabyte Ethernet. We are going to select it. And now this new path only has the description as input variable and the port. They don't have the MTU and the IP variable. I'm going to set. And we have now the new drive run, and we can show that is the description that we set it in the 100 gigabyte type interface and in the port that we set. Now our network engineer is going to set in the 10 gigabyte template a new variable, because they want to do that the MTU and the IPv4 MTU, it was a variable. He comes here. He changed the template, he set the template and the service again, and he returns here to Alchemy. He creates a new instance. He set again our service. The decision will be 10 gigabyte, and then we show that we have the new two variables that we want, the IPv4 MTU and the int MTU. We are going to set. As we can saw, now the NTU is 1055 and the IPv4 NTU is 1040. Okay. I am going to show you a service that is in production. This is the service. With all this template and all these decisions. It has the two types of different devices, Juniper and Cisco USP server. And now I am going to show you a configuration of this in this solution. Okay. I set the inputs to don't have a lot of time set the inputs, and we can show that this new this service has two sides. One is going to configuration in a Junos, another in a Cisco USP server. I set all the variables, and now we are going to show the dry run. This is a service that is developed by the network department, and it's in production and it's work. As we can see, it's set a big service in this solution, and it's so easy to create a new service. And it's finished the demos, and I return the control to Carlos.
So the presentation is gonna be finished here. We have a little survey in order to know your feedback. So please, if you want to connect to this. To this Menti in order to know what about your feedback. Thank you. Just to highlight is with AD solution, the network engineering doesn't have to know anything about Python, about Java, about Java. Only focus on develop his flow, and we have the possibility to test the new service in a real testing environment using NCO as a network controller for the configuration. So thank you so much. And this is our presentation from Telefonica.
Good. Do we have any questions? Yeah, see you up there. There you go. Take this mic. Thanks. Hi.
Hello.
My name is Sasha Zojic, Telecom Serbia ISP. First of all, how did you deal with inventory? Because I saw that you choose the resources manually. Is it only for this demo or?
Okay. Yes, no, this is a real. It's not a real demo. So okay, the resources are on the network. These resources is moved to NSO. So the power of these solutions is we use the native configuration template. So the entry point of the solution is the native configuration template. We can modify this template in order to create a solution. So the variable, the condition are always put by the network engineer.
Okay, but the whole power of this solution is that you can create multiple services without knowing programming whatever
Yes.
you need. How do you know that the IP address that you choose for this configuration is free, or that this port is not used by another service? How do you deal with that?
Now we are working in this solution because it's not finished, but Telefuse has another and BCS does know all the network, and the BCS speak with Alchemy, and he is going to choose an IP that is not used and a port. But we are thinking in how to deal with this problem, and we have a solution in our mind, but now it's not, it's not do it.
Okay. Did you reconcile the existing services, or you just start implementing new one?
Also, now we are working now in the first steps is the configuration, and of course we want to reconcile the service because it's the powerful of the NCO. We think to do an action that reconcile the service, know what's the type of service that is going to be reconciled. If the solution has this service, it's going to be reconciled, but now it's not doing it. Sorry, but
okay.
Good questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gio. Okay, do we have any questions? Okay, we have one.
Thank you. Congratulations, guys. It's very interesting.
Thank you.
I have a question regarding the number of devices. You mentioned that it's 70% of total commits that are being handled by NSO.
Yes.
And there's like 1,000, 91 service packages.
91 package, service, because a service use different common packages.
Okay. And so, but how many devices? And since now the proportion of commits handled by NSO is high, what's your reconcile strategy? Do you automate? Because there's still 30% of commits that are being done out of band. So, have you automated also the reconcile of all the out of band changes?
Yes, the reconciliation action is very tricky at the moment. We are at the brownfield architecture. So yes, we are thinking about a new possibility of reconcile all these devices from this configuration. We have legacy to the manual operation. So at the moment, we're using Cisco NSO only to configure, to modify, and if you want to delete the service, it's necessary to this reconciliation. So at the moment, we are working to focus on in the creation and the modification of the service. And in relation with a number of devices we are managing with Cisco, so we have the order of 400 PA devices for custom and 5,000 customer PA devices using as a monolithic deployment of NCO.
Okay, thank you. Finally, do you take orders for some of those cool t-shirts?
They are very appreciative this t-shirt. So thank you.
Okay, I'll be short. I mean, you already have a great product. Can you tell us maybe what is your roadmap when you plan to implement not inventory, but to see whether this service is actually working metric, statistics, something like that? What are your plans for the future?
Okay, Hades solution is right now under beta solution. We are developing different feature, adding new feature. So this year, 2019, we are put the focus in the department with we have a lot of resources put in this solution. So we hope at the final of this year could be. I think it's a great day to have a first deployment in production of the other solution. So.
Now we have a variant of this service in production. It's not at the same way, but it's a variant and it's working.
Great job. Yeah. Thank you. All right.
Cisco, the bridge to possible.